G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel, Bonsai Works. Today I wanted to actually show you junipers, well this is a shimpaku juniper. I wanted to actually show you, I've been talking about how to clean up and trim and pluck etc. On my other juniper videos. And like before, like other videos I've done on how to create apex, how to create the foliage pads, trimming shimpaku or trimming any juniper. Versus what's pinching and what's trimming, etc. So just thought I'd maybe do this little tutorial. I'm not sure how it's going to come out, but we'll give it a go as always. No harm in trying. Hopefully it helps everyone out. So this is a nice little shimpaku that I'm working on. I'm aiming to get it into our exhibition, which I'll promote again. As I said to you guys, if you are in Melbourne or close to Melbourne or in Victoria, come down. So 15th, 16th of May 2021, it's Bonsai Northwest in Footscray. Even if you're down from interstate, come along and have a look at the show. I'll always keep promoting this until the show. So thanks guys for watching this bit. But I'd love to see as many of you there as I can. Alright. Now, I am trying to get this into the show. Now, some major issues are there's still some heavy wire on it, aluminium. So I want to replace all the aluminium if I can. But what I wanted to really show you today is two things. When I say pluck, and when you see my videos plucking, I'm only plucking stuff underneath the branch. I'm plucking it totally off the branch. I could go in and cut it. Do not go and pinch. For example, I'll try and get in nice and close here. So you can probably just see how nice and long these are. See how nice and long these are. Ooh, it's a bit shaky, the camera, sorry. See how nice and long these are. People used to pinch it off like that, twist off the tops. That's not what we do. So from underneath, hang on, let me come in closer and I'll bring the camera down a bit. So you can see foliage hanging underneath. Like there's so much foliage on this tree, I don't even care. So I just go pluck it all off with my finger. Just pluck. You just pull away. Try and pull away the direction of the growth, not against it. When you go against it, it could tear the bark. So just pluck. You'll see it all. Like anything that's going down, I just pluck away. Pluck. And that all that does is makes the undergrowth really clean. So sometimes you might actually hold the branch, and if you hold the branch out, you'll go, okay, if I position it there, these ones are going to be down, these ones are going to be hanging down, so I'm just going to pluck the stuff underneath. Pluck. Pretty easy, right? It's not that hard. Now I've shown you crotch growth where the growth grows, there's two branches and the growth comes out of here. You just pluck that out. I don't know if I can show you on this one, but I think I've done all that work before. But the key probably lesson here when it comes to junipers is how you how do you cut all these. You don't trim them as a hedge, you don't do anything like that. You come in individually and go in and try and find where to cut back to. Alright, see how it's really fluffy and bushy because of all the growth's really long and long and extended. So in here, let's have a look. This is what I do. So you see the long one in the middle. I try and find a spot where I've got some nice side branches happening, and I come in and cut at the branch. No, I'm not going to really show you. Hang on. Let me just. So there's a branch there. There's that long branch. I'll just come in and probably cut back to just where the hardwood starts. So you go in and cut through them. So you just go in and find the woody bit, almost to the woody bit, and I'll cut back. So I'm not plucking, I'm not ripping, I'm cutting at the points. And I just keep doing that. But I've always got foliage around it. I don't cut back to bare. It's cutting back to, for example, let's see if I can do this one. So it's always cutting back to there's lots of nice side foliage. There's a nice branch in here. There's this long one, so I would cut back. And only leave little ones, the little ones on the side of it. I hope that makes sense. So you just continually go through and find the long ones and cut them back, because you've got all this other side branching that will help. Sometimes you go through it all and you got to do quite a bit. So you almost like taking the middle out, taking the middle out of the growth and letting the side ones expand. That's what I'm going to do. That's what takes a lot of the time. Plucking, pluck. Plucking everything underneath. You fan out the pads, and then you find where the long ones are and you start cutting it back. So cut back, But this has got a lot of growth, so cut back. This is that's a nice example here. There's a nice small branch. It's got lots of nice. It's got two kind of big side, two long ones. So I'm going to come in and cut back, and cut back. All right, because now I'm going to create a nice little pad in there. There'll be a nice little pad starting to form in there. Okay, see? I don't know if you can see that. See that nice little pad now? Slowly starts to form. Pluck away underneath. Have a look for crotch growth, and that's really it. Like, it's a couple of simple steps. Pluck underneath, trim the long top ones, trim them back with scissors. Now, yeah, this tree, as I said, I want to try and get it in the show, but it needs to have a lot of I've got to get through it quite a bit of work on this tree. It's a bit too tall. Hang on, there you go. But that's the goal. Like, obviously you need to wire everything out, but anything that's really starting to take off, the middle bits, cutting them back. See? All right, and they've got lots of foliage on the sides and so on. Pluck underneath. Like, you just go through, you see tons of it. Look, see, there's another one here. There's another one next to it. And by letting the side ones grow, you're getting that more wider growth, more expansive growth, rather than that long straight. The only time you want to let those pointy ones grow is if you're growing a branch. Like, I don't have to grow branches here, so I don't have to let them grow. But on my, what's it called? On my younger material, you got to let those go so you can thicken the trunk. So that's what I wanted to try and convey to you, is how you pluck underneath, pluck them out with your hand. You can use scissors. No problem going in there using scissors, just time consuming. I find it easier when you've got a branch in front of you. You can go work, pluck everything underneath, expand it out. Okay, that's too long, cut. And there's your branch reduced in foliage. And then you can see what it looks like. But I'll continue this work on this tree in another video, so you can see that how the pads all form out, because I've got to actually get the wire off this tree, so that's going to take a bit of time. So I'll get all the wire off, and I'll create another video on that. But this video is about how to cut back long growth on juniper, so you can push the growth back. Plucking underneath, pretty easy. But I didn't show you the crotch growth, but that's very easy. When you see two branches and there's a little bit that comes in the middle, you pluck that out. Alright guys, hope that little tutorial helped you. You can do this on all junipers, I believe. I mainly use shimpaku at the moment, but I do it on my prostrata or procumbens. I do that same process. But I do it now. So what's happened now is it's autumn, so in Melbourne. Although it's a bit warm still, all the growth's really pushed out now and all set. So all that healthy growth has created more roots. The tree's pretty stable now, so that's now I'll go in and trim all that foliage back. So that's how I think about doing it. So for timing, etc. So that's what I'm doing. So anyway, I will come back with another video on how we refine this tree and what we're going to create. It's a nice little twin trunk. Needs a bit of work. Hopefully we can get it out for the show, and I'll see what it looks like. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.